Good morning, everybody. Testing 1, 2, 3. How are you all doing this morning? Well, it is Bank Holiday Monday, the Monday after Easter Sunday, and we are back with an April the 1st special. Now, just bear in mind, I am not going to do any April Fool's Day jokes today. So everything I say is real. There's no wind-ups going on. I'm not going to do that to you because I don't know that everybody understands what April Fool is. So we won't be doing that today. So do not worry. But we do have a good show. Normally Mondays are a bit of a sticky wicket because the weekend tends to be fairly quiet. But we have managed to find some good news today. We're going to go through what we think could be a good week for Bitcoin. I think this week could be a good week for Bitcoin. I'm not saying we're going to $100,000, but we might hit that fabled $74,000 target in the bottom that we came oh so close to hitting. We got to 73.8, very nearly hit the 74,000 target. So that could happen this week. We're going to look at Grayscale. They have launched a new product for institutional investors. We're going to look at Ethereum. Is it going to go back above $4,000? Token unlocks for the month. Then we're going to look at whether meme coins have a place in crypto. Are they just all smoke and mirrors? Are they all pump and dumps? Are they all a waste of time? We have two sides of the argument. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to finish with our final thoughts. That is pretty much it for the day. That's what we're going to be talking about. Now remember, this is a live show. What I mean by that is I'm actually here. I might not be dressed today because it's a bank holiday Monday. I might very well be here in my dressing gown, but that doesn't matter. I am here and so are you. So if you've got any questions, any comments, leave them in the chat and I will try and answer them. I've got several mobile phones, several devices in the room to try and keep an eye on chat. And we do have a few problems with one of the chats. It gets spammed all the time. It's very difficult for me to see, but I can see a few people. I know that Mags is here today. I know Kishan, Hidden Agendas, the usual crowd are here today. And indeed, Tariq, the Litecoin champion 2023 to 2024 is also in chat. So good morning to you all. Let's start with the markets then. Bitcoin was doing oh so well. I go to sleep, it's at $71,000. I wake up, it's had some kind of nightmare. We're at $69,500. That was a bit of a dump. I did notice that very quickly before it came on air. Daniel, good week for Bitcoin. I hope so. I hope so. People get used to price action very quickly. They get used to Bitcoin being at $70,000. All-time high was 69,400. We've sat above the all-time high now for, what, a week? 6 days? We've been above the all-time high for a very long time. So I do expect Grayscale sell-off to stop, and I do expect the price to move up soon. Remember, we have the countdown. I've got a new countdown for you today. I'm going to share a link for you to monitor a countdown. We're going to have a look at that. But let's have a look at the markets first then. So the total market cap is 2.62 trillion, down 1.75%. Volume over an Easter weekend is 80 billion. Very decent volume considering what the weekend has been. Bitcoin dominance coming in still at 52%. ETH dominance still at 16 and a bit percent. But as you can see here, Bitcoin had a bit of a move to the downside. 69,500. ETH 35.40. A bit of an hourly drop there and only down 1% over the 24 hours. Gainers and losers then. Core is up 60%. Jupiter, we're going to talk about Jupiter in a minute. I think it's one of the X-Files. We're going to talk about Jupiter. It was my pick. It was my pick. And for those of you that are watching and bought Jupiter without my financial advice, of course, you'll have done considerably well because I was telling you about this at 45 and 50 cents. And that was only, what, a month and a half ago? I've also just made a video about Camino Finance Season 1, the points allocation for Season 1 finished on the 31st of March. I have found a calculator that's going to give you a rough idea how much you are going to receive from the Camino Finance airdrop, whatever it's called. So make sure you go and check that out afterwards. Bitcoin Cash is up a touch. Pendle is up. eCash, Aptos, not a lot really to talk about there. Losers then. Floki, Pepe, Bonk. The meme coins have taken a hammering. Conflux is down. Celestia is down a touch. Remember Celestia, I've been saying this time and time again. If you want to trade Celestia, the price range it is in is roughly $14 to $20. Every time Celestia gets near $20, it moves back down towards $14, and then it moves back towards $20. Now, that's a pattern that you can follow until it stops working. There's no guarantee it's going to happen this time. I'm just merely making an observation about the price action of Celestia. There are a few coins out there that do that. Link is another one. Chainlink is another one. Audi is down a bit then. Bonk, Injective, Dog with Hat. Now then, Dog with Hat. Let me make something very clear on my thoughts about this project. This project is ranked 29th. So if we go back to market cap, and I explain to you my issue with meme coins. This project is currently valued higher than Arbitrum, which is a layer 2. It is ranked higher than Immutable X, which in my opinion is probably going to be the best gaming token of this bull run. It is ranked above Kronos, which is a multi-billion pound company. It is ranked above Stellar. It is ranked above Render. Is this meme coin worthy of being ranked 29th? In my opinion, and it's only my opinion, remember, no it isn't. This for me is Bonk's blow off top. This for me is Pepe's blow off top. This for me is going to see a correction to the downside. Can you honestly tell me that this project is a better project than Cosmos, which is likely to flip? Is it better than Filecoin? Is it better than Stacks? Where do you see this meme coin landing? Is it better than Tariq's Litecoin? Or ICP for that matter? It's a meme coin. It's overvalued. It should be 1 to 1.5 billion. It should be down here, probably with Floki, Algorand, I suppose, Gala. Yeah, I mean, it should be down here. Bonk is 1.7 billion. So it should be probably top 70, top 60 coin. It's not the 29th highest value crypto project. I know if we go higher, we have Doge. I know if we go higher, we have SHIB. I know that. But this is not a coin that should be up here, in my opinion. I mean, the trading volume, 770 million. I mean, the trading volume smokes everything around it. So that should be an indication to you of what's happening with this coin. And remember, Brogan did TA on this several times over the last couple of months. And, you know, he was doing TA on this when it was 40 cents. If you'd have bought at 40 cents, which was literally a month and a half ago, you'd have 10x your money. So he should be streaming tonight. So if you want to watch TA, learn about TA, he will be streaming tonight at 8 or 9 o'clock. I'll have to check the calendar and let you know about that one. In addition to that, I've made a video about, and I know I don't pronounce it the way that everybody wants me to pronounce it, but I call it EMFA. And the reason I call it EMFA is if I call it by its real name, I could get struck, I could get whatever you want to call it, because it stands for a rude word. And it's a new project, it's a new token, it's come out, EMFA. Go and check that video out. It's just been listed on some of the exchanges you're watching on. It could do quite well. It's got a lower market cap than Dog with Hat. Go and check that out. Another one that's out is Mew. That's another one that was airdropped middle to the end of last week. So there's a few meme coins doing the round, so make sure to go and check that out. And I think that's pretty much it from the markets. Let's get on with some X-Files. As I said, if you're in chat and you haven't said hello, say hello. Smash the like button. Also, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I am trying to keep an eye on the majority of chats. So I can see CC, I think, is in chat. Good morning to you. Nice of you to join us. So this is the video I made today. I uploaded it about half an hour ago. I'll get onto your question about Book of Memes in a second. So Camino airdrop has finished. Snapshot was taken yesterday. I know how much my allocation is worth. My allocation is worth $426. That's in the video that I have made. So go and check that out. If not, go and find your wallet and go and check and see how much you are worth. What do I think of Book of Memes? Book of Memes, I made a video about it and said it was overvalued at $1.4 billion. And I said, buy the token when it comes down to $500 million. When it hit 1.1 cents last week or the week before, I said that that would be a good entry price for Book of Meme. And I think Book of Meme is now 1.5 cents, and I think it will move back up. The issue is, Adnan, that you should never buy the first pump of any coin because it's price discovery. You don't know where it's going to go to, but more importantly, after it goes from price discovery and down and it corrects, it will correct down to what traders believe to be a fair price. And that's what happened with Book of Meme. It went to 2.6 cents. It came all the way down to 1.1 cents. That kind of formed a bottom for it. And that was the time to buy that meme coin. I think the project, it looks terrible. Don't get me wrong, it looks horrific. But I think the guy behind it is or knows an awful lot about what he's doing. And I think over time, they're going to do a lot of burns as well. They're doing one-of-one NFT burns. So you can buy specific NFTs for, some of these are going for like 1 million and 2 million. Boom. That's a lot of money. And they're selling. And those boom are being burnt. So over time, the supply is going to come down. And I think as we go on, the project will go from strength to strength. But you have to balance that up against telling people about meme coins that are at all-time highs because they're going to get the fingers burnt. If you'd have bought at 2.5 cents, you'd be down 50% now or 40%. And that's never a good time to buy any coin, whether it be a meme coin, whether it be ICP, which we've had, whether it be Fetch. Fetch ran up to over $3.20 over the weekend. We're now down at $2.90. $2.90 isn't a bad price to buy Fetch at, in my opinion, but that is only my opinion. It's not financial advice, as I keep saying. Maxwell, good morning. Where am I from? Originally, I am from Manchester in the United Kingdom. That's where I'm originally from. But my accent is hard to pin down. Lots of people can't pin my accent down. Good morning, Bab. Welcome to the stream. So then, now, we talk a lot about the ETFs on here because they have such a dramatic impact on the price of Bitcoin. Now, if you look at this, this is the BlackRock versus Grayscale. So Grayscale has been on a selling spree. BlackRock has been on a buying spree. BlackRock has bought, if you follow, BlackRock has bought pretty much everything that Grayscale has sold. Nearly. Now, imagine a scenario where Grayscale had fees which were on par with everybody else. We'd probably see half of the selling volume of Grayscale, or a third. BlackRock would probably still have this volume of buying. That would have us now potentially upwards of $75,000 to $80,000 per Bitcoin. But Grayscale has tempered the market. For every barrel of petrol being thrown onto the fire by BlackRock to pump the price up, Grayscale has been throwing a bucket of water onto the fire to cool it down. So it's negated a lot of the pump. I know where we are. I know we're at $70,000, but Grayscale has negated a lot of the pump, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And we're not going to get into those now. But suffice to say, at some point, Grayscale are going to stop selling, and it will get to a point where we will find equilibrium between supply and demand, and that's the magic number. Where is equilibrium for the Bitcoin price at this moment in time? Because we've got this new market. Is it 100,000? Are we going to see sell pressure at 99,000? Are we going to see sell pressure at 149,000? Where do we start to see the sell pressure from these ETFs? Because at the minute, all they're doing is buying, and at some point, I imagine that they are going to sell. Now, before we get on to the last X-File, very quickly then, a new countdown page, which I like. I like this one. This is Watcher Guru. This is their live Bitcoin halving countdown. Now, the one that most people use doesn't really have a lot of information on it. It's just a countdown and a number. This one, if it decides to load, always happens on live shows. You prepare, you get your links, you put everything together, and you go live, and then Watcher Guru decides that it's not going to work. Let me do a refresh. Let's see if it comes up. If it doesn't, we'll just bin it. We'll try one more time. Maybe it's just so popular that people want to go and watch it constantly. Is this going to work? There we go. Look at that. Ignore the last 20 seconds. Look at that. So what does this show you? This shows you a nice line showing you that we've got very few blocks left until we hit the halving, April the 20th at 5:53. So that's GMT plus 2. We are GMT plus 1 at the minute. So a few hours from now. Sorry, a few hours from now on April the 20th. Just trying to work it out in my head. I think it's about 5 p.m. Central European time, 4 p.m. in the UK, 4 or 5 p.m. And that's April the 20th. It's 19 days from now. Do I have any more information about the Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance, if they're really going to merge, and when? There will be 3 votes. And I don't know more than the video I made, because that's all the information we've got. There's going to be 3 votes. Fetch, Ajax or Singularity, whatever you want to call it, and Ocean Protocol are all going to vote on the merger. If all 3 votes go ahead, and the deadline for that, by the way, is April the 19th, which happens to be the day before the halving. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're launching this token at the halving to catch as much of the pump as possible. It makes sense. I said this on Friday, I think. If you are new to crypto, what do? You log into your app and you see Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, and you recognize them. So you buy them. But just like when you're in the supermarket to buy your loaf of bread and your pint of milk, you always have a look around the aisles. What's new? What else is for sale? What are there anything different? And you'll probably go off and you'll probably go and buy some dog with hat, probably go and buy some BOEM or some EMFA or whatever, some meme coins. And then you're sitting there, and what else can you buy? And everybody tells you that AI is going to be the future. AI this, AI that. Elon Musk has his own robots. We're putting robots on the moon. We're going to send robots to Mars. Yada, yada, yada. So, Artificial Super Intelligence token, AI, is going to become the #1 AI token. And that's why people are going to buy it. And that's why it's going to be launched at the halving, because I think it's going to try and catch the wind of the halving. All we know is those 3 votes are taking part over the next 2.5 weeks. I was asked a few more questions on the video I made. People were asking me what blockchain it was going to be listed on. Now, if you look at Fetch, Fetch is listed, I believe, on Ethereum and the BSC. If you look at Ajax, I think Ajax is on the Cardano blockchain and Ethereum. And if you look at Ocean Protocol, that's listed on Ethereum and a blockchain I've never heard of. So I think if I was a betting man, I would say it's going to be listed on multiple chains. That's the only other bit of information I've got. And that could probably be, I would list it personally on Ethereum or a layer 2 of Ethereum, I'd list it on maybe Matic. I would list it on the BSC, the smart chain, and then maybe I would launch it on Solana. They would be my 3 picks. I'd go for an Ethereum layer 2, BSC, and Solana. That's what I would go for. Simply, you've got to look at the most popular chains at this moment in time. So that's what I think is going to happen with ASI. Other than that, they're keeping the cards very close to the chest. I've also explained that ASI is going to be 1-for-1 with Fetch. So 100 Fetch tokens will get you 100 artificial super intelligence tokens. Agix and Ocean will get you 0.43 ASI per Agix. If you've got 100 Agix at this moment in time, you're going to get 43.3 ASI. Same with Ocean. That's all the information I've got on that token for you. Now then, let me move on from this one then. So that's a nicer countdown, I think. It's got a little bit more information. It shows you that there are 2,779 blocks left to get to block 840,000. And the price of Bitcoin, as I said, it's just coming in under $70,000. And finally, you are welcome, Mags. You are welcome. Anything I know that is more substantial than that, I will make a video about. But if I don't have more than 5 minutes worth of information, I don't really make a video. Now, Jupiter. I said this token was a $1.50 token. Over the weekend, we got to $1.50. I then said that my next move for Jupiter would be to $2 to $2.50. I don't think it's a $2.50 token yet. I think it's a $1.50 token. And again, I like to try and temper people's expectations. Wrong link. That's the one we need to go to. And my issue is, again, with meme coins, you don't want to buy the top of meme coins. You also don't want to... Oh, this is taking forever. 1 second. I think everything's just having a day off. It's Bank Holiday Monday and nothing is working for me. Everything is slow today. Maybe because everybody's at home and everybody's watching this morning or whatever. I don't know. Let me go and show you the Duke price for 1 second. I just want to explain something. Look at this one. Right, so my price for Dupe is about here. Right, that's my price for Dupe. And we have tested it, and then we've broken out. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to go to $2 now. Let's go to the daily. Let's not look at the 4 hour. This was the price I was telling everybody to buy it at. 54, 52, 51 cents. Because it was undervalued. I've told you time and time again it was undervalued at that price. We're at $1.80. I now think that what should happen is we should do this. That's what I think should happen. I think we should come down, retest $1.50. Remember, $1.50 was resistance. I think we could go a little bit high. If you look at the RSI is not as high as it was over here. So potentially the RSI could do this, but I think it will do this. And I think the price will do this. Maybe Dupe today goes up and tests $2 and comes back down again. Now remember, why is the price pumping? Because we are closing in on the second vote. So this token, if you hold this token and stake this token, you earn rewards from doing that. You get rewards for voting, and you get all kinds of things. I've made videos about it. I'm not going to talk about it now. I do think we're either going to come back down from $1.80 or we're going to come back down for $2. I think we're going to retest $1.50. $1.50 is a good price. Remember, from about June time, you will start to get rewards from staking. As of the 4th of April, you'll get your Zeus token. You're still due your Sharkify token, and you're going to get your bonus. So there's all kind of things. going to happen over the next few weeks, but I think we're a bit high. I think so. I wouldn't be buying at $1.80. I'd be buying at $1.50. In my opinion, not financial advice. Let's move on then. So, Bitcoin, Ethereum price predictions for this week say a move above $72,000 is a cause for celebration for Bitcoin bulls, but expect multiple tried before prices break past the $75,000 range. I mean, the thing about predictions is my price in the bottom right hand corner. I can have that price there for the next 3 weeks, and then we break it, and then I'll say, look, I told you we'd break $74,000. It's easy to put a price target in the bottom corner because in a bull run, because we came so of 74,000, we were $200 away. And I do think 74,000 is more of a price target than 75, for example. Now, this web page, by the way, I had problems with it yesterday. It is incredibly slow and it is making my PC hang. So we'll try and whiz through this as fast as we can. So Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to trade within the short-term range. They have a bullish bias on the higher time frame price targets, and whales are accumulating both assets at a rapid pace. It has high amounts of liquidity close by, which could hinder attempts to break out in either direction. And again, we've kind of seen this. I said on Friday, one of two things is going to happen because the liquidity was going to fall. We were going to crash, break up towards 72,000. They were my two kind of predictions, and we've crabbed. We crabbed in the range between 69.5 and 71.5. That's the kind of range we're in at the minute. I'm going to bring up the Bitcoin chart in a minute anyway to show you. The Fibonacci retracement level for this rally is gone from 50 to 73.7. Showed that the 50% retracement level was tested as support in mid-March. This is really killing my PC. Hang on. The liquidation levels heat map showed a significant concentration in 74 to 74.8 and to the south 60 to 60.7. Now, I don't think we're going to go down to 60.7 by any means, but let's see. So closer to current prices, the band of liquidity at 68.2 is also expected to play a role. That is fairly likely, in my opinion. A move above 72,000 would be a celebration for the bull run, for the bulls. Now, we're not going to get onto Ethereum just yet because Ethereum is later on. Now, let's get off this web page before my PC explodes. It's really, really, I don't know what, I think they've got too many adverts on the page or whatever. It happens. Let's get rid of that one as well. Right, so with Bitcoin, the first thing to do for the day, it is a Monday. And what do we do on a Monday? We adjust the bull market support band. Now, the bull market support band is coming in, if I zoom in to show you, it is coming in at about $53,000. Look at how quickly it has moved up. It has gone from 51.2 to 53. Very, very decent indeed. Now, at the other end, if you look at where we are, let's move these lines up to show you. We have this line here, which is where we are sitting at right now. And then we have this kind of action going on here. So that's the kind of movement we've got for Bitcoin. But we are, if we ignore that for now, and we move this down, move this up. That's the kind of range we're in at the minute. And that's going from 69.4 all the way up to 71.4. So a beautiful $2,000 range that we're stuck in. And I don't really care if we stay here for another few days. It's a nice range to be in. I'd rather be here than at 50,000. It's, again, the step motion of Bitcoin. We like to see Bitcoin move up in nice, slow, steady patterns. So what could happen over the next few days is maybe we come back up, we go and retest, we come down, And this is the level we want to retest. We want to retest this 71.4 range. So break up, get back up towards 74,000, then come back down and test 71.4 as support before going back up. That would be nice. Now this target up here is 74.5. That's the real target for Bitcoin for me. 74.5. I know they've said 75, but it's all the same thing at the end of the day. And this is nicely cooling off down here, so we don't have anything to worry about the RSI. We don't really have any bullish or bearish divs. Maybe if we go up to the higher time frame, we'll find them. But I don't really want to be looking at bullish and bearish divs right now. We are cooling down a little bit. We're coming round on the weekly. But again, I'm not too fussed by that. If we stay here, and then maybe on Wednesday or Thursday we start to test these, I think that would be a good thing to do. So today and tomorrow, stay in this range, but get back above 70,000 this afternoon, get to 70,004, something like that, and then move back up towards this 71 range here, 71, 72,000. That's where I think we're going to go. Let's not panic. We've still got, as I keep saying, we're still 2.5 weeks before the halving. We don't want to go too soon. You know, take our time, pack our bags properly, dollar cost average in. Don't worry about some small dips. Don't worry about some small pumps. Just stay the course and remember we've got a long way to go. A long way to go. Now, this is a quickie. This isn't a long article. Basically, I think, let me try and get this to fit on your screen so you can see it. So, Grayscale is launching an institutional crypto fund with staking rewards. Now, again, one of the things with the Grayscale trusts are that, obviously for Bitcoin has no inherent income producing element side to it. There's no dividend, if you want to call it that. So this is an institutional fund with staking rewards. What does that mean? It means that they're giving it to institutions first before they roll it out, potentially in the future, to retail. Anything that Grayscale does now tends to end up being something that's going to want to be offered in the future to retail, probably via an ETF. I don't know if anybody has paid any interest in Grayscale, but they have a Solana trust. That is currently trading at $445. So people are buying Solana at $445 institutionally, that is. Obviously, we all know the price of Solana is at $200, so they're paying a premium of 120% to get their hands on Solana. That should be an indication to you of where they believe the price of Solana is going to go. At one point, that was over $500, so that came down a little bit. So at some point, Grayscale will probably offer a Solana ETF. At some point, they're going to want to offer a staking rewards ETF. But this is 4 or 5 years down the line. It's not going to happen this year. We still haven't got the Ethereum ETF. So this is the Grayscale Dynamic Income Fund. They really need to work on their names, because GDIF is very similar to an acronym that people use that I'm not going to comment on here. Now in this, they have bought crypto assets. Does it give the list down here? It does indeed. It has crypto assets which pay out a yield. There's Osmosis, there's Solana, and there's Polkadot. Now Solana is about 6 to 7%. Polkadot used to be about 12%. Osmosis is, what's that, about 16%? So it's not a bad idea. I don't know whether I'd be picking the specific tokens that they've been picking, but I'm not them. I'm sure they've got their reasons for doing so. Solana would definitely be in there. Ethereum would definitely be in there. And then probably I would look at, I'd probably even put Cardano in there, even though Cardano's yield is only about 2.8% at the minute. I'd still have that in there. So again, it's just more adoption of assets outside of the Bitcoin adoption. I think Ethereum and Bitcoin, they're already in the bag. Now trying to create these baskets for me is the best way to do things. I've already said on here many times, we don't need 50 ETFs for every Tom, Dick and Harry. We don't need an ETF specifically for Polkadot or specifically for Cosmos or Avalanche. I think what we need to do is have Ethereum and Bitcoin, maybe have Solana, maybe XRP in the future, and then we need to have baskets of different assets, maybe a DeFi ETF, maybe a gamify ETF, gaming tokens in the future with Gala, Immutable X, whatever chains, gaming chains there are. Maybe that's the future, but certainly we don't want 50 or 60 ETFs. It's just going to confuse people beyond where they need to be confused. So again, it's a good thing. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to run out of time. Let's move on to Ethereum. Again, I'm keeping my eye on the time. If you are new here, we stream 11 o'clock every day and we try and do it for an hour. So we've got 25 minutes left. So the SEC's spot Ethereum ETF concerns are unfounded, according to Consensus. Consensus highlighted that Ethereum boasts a larger developer community than Bitcoin and operates on a fully transparent and public blockchain. They are not the reasons that we should be saying that there isn't an issue at all. They are not two of the issues. Let's have a look. In a comment letter submitted to the regulatory agency, Consensus, the blockchain and Web3 software development company responsible for MetaMask, stated that concerns about fraud and manipulation are baseless. In fact, Ethereum's proof-of-stake implementation meets and even exceeds the security of Bitcoin's proof of work, which underlines Bitcoin-based ETFs have already been approved for trading by the SEC. There is a huge difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is decentralized and has no central authority. Ethereum has the Ethereum Foundation in charge of it, which makes decisions. It gives it a head. Vitalik is, of course, the head of the head. So they are not the same, and you cannot use these as an argument against the SEC. The Ethereum infrastructure firm highlighted Ethereum's advantages: quicker blockchain finality, that makes no difference, a division of responsibilities between proposers and attesters to deter stakeholder dominance, higher attack costs, penalties for validator real validations, and superior environmental sustainability compared to Bitcoin. Again, none of these matter the slightest to the SEC. The environmental sustainability, no, irrelevant. Stakeholder dominance is not true. Vitalik is making plans to decentralize Ethereum even more than it is, because he knows that BlackRock and Fidelity and the other big TradFi companies can take over Ethereum. It doesn't matter what they're saying here. If BlackRock and the big boys hold 40% of Ethereum, they will be able to mold Ethereum how they want it to be molded. So these arguments are mute, in my opinion. Ethereum boasts a large developer community. Again, totally irrelevant. Although spot Bitcoin ETFs have proven exceptionally popular, whether or not a spot Ethereum ETF will be approved remains debatable. It's not going to happen in May. It won't happen until next year. It needs a regime change for it to happen, in my opinion. The final deadline for the SEC is on May the 23rd. I do not believe it is going to happen on May the 23rd at all. Several firms have spot Ethereum ETF applications, pretty much the same ones that have applied and successfully gained the Bitcoin ETF. They're going to get the Ethereum ones. But again, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Investment management company Grayscale has expressed confidence in a favourable decision by the SEC. By May, on March 25th, Grayscale Chief Legal Officer Craig Salm said that the SEC's perceived lack of engagement with applicants does not indicate whether, this is wrong. Again, this is totally wrong. With the Bitcoin ETF, prior to it being approved, they sat down with all of the applicants individually and collectively to determine lots of things, such as redemptions, such as storage, such as third parties. It was all discussed. This argument that, oh, well, they've already had this conversation about Bitcoin, they don't need to have it about Ethereum, doesn't stick with me. And it doesn't stick with me because I think the SEC are going to sue probably the day before or 2 days before the Ethereum ETF is going to be approved or denied, 2 or 3 days before, the SEC are going to sue the Ethereum Foundation. And then they will use that court case to stop any approval. And they'll say, we can't approve the ETF because we're suing the Ethereum Foundation. And they are trying to dig up dirt on Vitalik, and they're trying to dig up dirt on the Ethereum Foundation, and they're trying to put a spanner in the works. That's simply what they're trying to do. And there's no discussion because they know damn well they're not going to approve these Ethereum ETFs. And that is going to damage the price, in my opinion, of Ethereum. The question, and again the question I rose last week, is how much is it going to drop? Is it going to drop 10%? Is it going to drop 20%? Where do we see Ethereum going to? We topped out at $4,000. We've come all the way down to where we are today. Why does it keep going to the 4-hour chart? There we go. So this line, this 35.40 line, again, this is like the battle lines here. And I don't draw these just before the stream. This was on the chart last week when we covered Ethereum. We've got, and again, this can move up this week as well. So this is the support band that's coming in at let's call it $2,900. What do I think could happen? I think if it gets rejected, I think we could wobble around here. Gets rejected, I think we could dump down to here, mix the volume profile, and come back down here. So I think we could come back down to $2,900 for Ethereum when we get rejected, because in my opinion we are going to get rejected. I do not think for 1 minute we are going to come down to where we were down here. I don't think we're going to go to $1,300, $1,500. We're in the bull run. What is going to happen is we're going to have a correction, and it's going to take the steam out of Ethereum. But that steam gives you an opportunity to get into Ethereum, because when it is approved, let's say for argument's sake, March next year, when it's approved in March next year, or when there starts to be an indication that it will be approved in March next year, then it will go on another one of these runs. And my prediction for Ethereum is $10,000 to $12,000 without the ETF. That's a 3x from here. I think we could easily see a $15,000 to $20,000 Ethereum with an ETF, simply because of what happened with Bitcoin and the amount of money coming in. We're not going to see the same amount of money coming into Ethereum, but we will see a lot of additional money coming into Ethereum. So that extra kick will move us up. And remember, Ethereum is deflationary. As we go through the bull run, as we go through the usage, it will become more deflationary. So 120 million Ethereum. Next year, there'll be 119 million. Next year, there'll be 118 million. Bitcoin is, from the halving, going to nearly be on a par with Ethereum. But those two assets have pretty much reached their capacity. I know people say, well, Ethereum can print itself into oblivion. No, it can't. The upgrades that have happened over the last year have meant that the more usage in Ethereum, the more burn, and the more burn, the more deflationary it is. So the only way we can cause inflation on Ethereum is not to use the blockchain, and that's simply not going to happen. So for me, if you can pick up a $3,000 or a $2,900 Ethereum, then I think you've got yourself a steal. If we don't go any lower, and this line in the sand holds at 3,500, then the target for me is $4,600. That's the next big target for me. We've got to get above 4,000, obviously, but 4,006 is the next goal. We need to hold where we are. If we come down, remember this is a gap. So if we lose 32.50, if we lose 32.50, then we come straight down to probably 3,000. But it's hard to say where the market's going to go this week. I'm not going to give any predictions. I don't have a crystal ball. If I did have a crystal ball, I'd be a lot richer than I am. Put it that way. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm just saying I'd be a lot richer than where I am now. Right then, what do we have next? We have the token unlocks. And this is worth keeping an eye on. We had a conversation on here about Arbitrum, did we not? Very quickly going to show you what happened to Arbitrum. I said that it doesn't matter what happens to these tokens, this price is going to correct. Because of, I think 73 or 74% of the total supply of Arbitrum was released on one day. And we had the conversation up here, and we said no matter what happens after that unlock, the price is going to come down. And that was about $2.20. I think it was about $2.15, $2.20. So it was about here. And what's happened? You can see the price has come down to its support band down here. In fact, it's losing. Is it losing the support band? Support band is 163. What we don't want to see, we certainly don't want to see, is it losing its support band, because it could be stuck down here for a while. So this is just an example of what happens with such a massive unlock. It unlocked at $2.20, it's now $1.60. So it's corrected to the downside by, what's that, 25%? 25% it's lost in value. Had you sold up here, then maybe looking at where it could come down to. I mean, you've got $1.23, you've got $1.46, and you actually have $1.60. So you've got a few prices there, previous price action, where you could say it would be a good time to buy Arbitrum, because it's going to take a while for those tokens to work through the system. So that's why token unlocks are important to watch, because you see these huge movements down, and that movement down was the unlock, and it was a huge dump on the market. So 17 projects ready to unlock over 1.38 billion in April. So go through some of these. I'm not going to go through all of them. It really isn't super important to analyze each one, but we'll try and pick out the ones which could cause a bit of a dump. So token unlocks, which I haven't visited, this is telling you what is unlocking over the different dates. This is the amount, and this is the supply. So this is the percentage, the right-hand column. Let's wait for it to load on the screen. Make sure you can see what I can see, first of all. The stream runs about 10 seconds behind me. So I just want to make sure you can see this before I carry on. Yes, you can. Perfect. Okay. So the big ones that stand out for me, anything more than 5% of the token supply being unlocked will cause a movement to the downside, and a considerable movement to the downside. So DYDX is 11, just under 11.5%. Cyber is 6. STRK is nearly 9%. Axis 7.6. YGG, which I think is Yield Games, 5.3. I mean, some of them, like Agix, 0.68%, you're not going to notice any difference in price. SUI, 2.8%. Again, that really isn't a huge amount. That looks like, is that Gala? That isn't a huge amount. So it's good to keep an eye on these. If you hold some of these tokens, it's good to monitor them. Like OP, Optimism, is another layer 2 on Ethereum. Again, 2.4%. It's a little bit like dividends. You have dividend traders, and what they do is they will hold a dividend until the declaration day, and then they will sell that token after it, and the share will fall by roughly whatever the amount is that the dividend was. So if the dividend is 3%, the share might fall by 2.8%. and you have dividend traders. And in this instance, you will see a few days before, you will see a small correction to the downside. So when we do the daily gainers and daily losers, if we're on a green day and we go and have a look at the losers and we see that SUI is down 1% for the day, or we see that APE is down 1.5% for the day, that will be traders selling the token before the unlock, because they expect more downward pressure from the tokens being sold. So if you dump 24 million Aptos onto the market in one day, it is going to move the price down considerably. The same with SUI. If you dumped all 34.6 million tokens, it might move the price down 2%, 2.5%. So it's good to know these, because you'll be able to pick up these tokens. If you're a massive fan of Aptos, then you know on or around the 12th of April, you will get a cheaper Aptos than you can get today, within reason. Obviously, if the prices rip in the next 10 days, then it was better buying it now. But what I mean is, if prices stay similar, you should be able to pick up these coins at a cheaper price than today. So that's why it's worth looking at the airdrops. And again, we don't need to see much more about that, but keep an eye on them. And DeFi Llama, one of the websites to tell you about, if you get to go and look at DeFi Llama, make sure that you head over and do that. Now, Aptos was the chart that we were going to look at, but we've already looked at it, so we can move on. Now, there's a story behind meme coins, which I've kind of talked about in the past. Let's make this big enough for you to read. So the two stories are, again, the Chinese story, where the Chinese allowed their population to make their own currency. They allowed them to print or produce their own coins. And what people did was they stopped working and they started making money. They started printing money, and they printed their own money into oblivion, because they just kept making more and more coins. And then inflation went through the roof and the coin became worthless. There's other examples where kids will make their own money, their own fake monopoly money, and they'll trade it, and then again, kids will start to pay all of their money to buy a sweet, whatever it might be. There's two different studies done. One was in China a long time ago, 100, 200 years ago, and one was on children. Both of them show that making up money and producing money out of thin air always ends in disaster. And for me, a meme coin is just like making money out of thin air. It doesn't exist. It has no real world value, and no matter how much I berate them and tell you not to buy meme coins, they still continue to run up to $3, $4, $5 billion for no reason. And I know you've got the communities behind them and all of this kind of things, but just look at the numbers. We're talking about Dog with Hat being valued at $4.5 billion. We're talking about Bonk being valued at $2 billion. Doge, what is Doge now? 15, 14, 13 billion dollars? What is Doge at? Let me have a look. I mean, he's at $29 billion. The point is, there's no value in $29 billion. There's no value in Dog with Hat, which is at $4.4 billion. They're not worth that money. They're not worth anything. They're just play money. They're monopoly money. It's not real. But for some reason, these coins keep coming out of left field and people keep buying them, and the price runs up, and then the early investors sell and retail buy into them. And now we have crypto leaders insisting that meme coins have a purpose. Now, yes, adoption. Adoption is a very valid reason for meme coins. like the gateway crypto, if you like. So, as meme coin mania deepens, crypto's more established players have begun addressing the proliferation of fly-by-night tokens head-on. So, at this point, this evil in crypto is banal and normalized. This has become the identity of crypto. Some useful stuff, but mostly just infested with scams and absolute degeneracy. I totally agree. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik weighed in on the matter, acknowledging the unsavory side of meme coin culture, but he values people's desire to have fun. People don't have fun, Vitalik, when they lose 99% of the value of the money they've invested in the coin, called cat with dog hat. It doesn't make you money because there's no real money attached to it. It's not a... Okay. He points out charity-focused coins and Robinhood games like Axie Infinity that financially benefit lower-income players as examples. Yes, but they are not meme coins. A meme coin, by definition, has no utility. As soon as a coin generates any level of income through running its own DEX, running its own staking program, running its own NFT platform, having its own metaverse, it is no longer a meme coin, it becomes a community coin. By definition, a meme coin has nothing attached to it. That, for me, is the point. And that is why SHIB and Bonk will have longevity. They have multiple layers of utility. Floki has a metaverse attached to it. It has real-life banking coming out. It has value. It is no longer a meme coin. And that's where people fail to say, well, how can Shiba be worth this? Why can't Dog with Hat be worth that? Well, Dog with Hat didn't exist 6 months ago. It has no utility. There's nothing about it. It's a picture of a dog in a hat. It's not a $4 billion project, is it? It's not worth more than Arbitrum or approaching Cosmos. So, while traditional GTM consisted of first building a product, then building a community around it through marketing and memes, this new playbook involves identifying a vibrant community of users around a meme coin, then building a product that incorporates the token. Now, this is absolutely spot on. Bonk is no longer a meme coin. It has utility. You can go to Bonk. I don't know what the actual... I'll show you very quickly. Is it Bonk Coin? Something like that? Is it just Bonk Coin? This is it. So, Bonk Coin. Yes, 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 yes. Let me in. Okay. Look at the products offered by Bonk, which you can't see because they're not on your screen. You have BonkBot, Bonk Rewards, Bonk Swap, Wormhole, Buy Bonk, Open Bonk, and NFTs. You have integrations. All of these things. This is not a meme coin. Bonk, repeat after me, Bonk is no longer a meme coin. Okay? It was a meme coin, and when I made a video about it 15 months ago, I slated it and I panned it and I said, this is utter junk. And since then, they have built themselves an incredible array of products. So there has to be a differentiation between a meme coin and a community coin. Bonk is a community coin. Dog with Hat, at this moment in time, is a meme coin. And so is Bohm at this moment in time. So is Slurf. So is Empha. They are meme coins. But if they invest wisely, they will become community coins. Totally different. So where am I going with this rant? I know a lot of you are talking in the background, thinking to yourself, what is he going on about? The answer is, there is a place for meme coins. That place is at the bottom of your portfolio. It is the 1 or 2% of your portfolio that Vitalik talks about you having fun with. If you have $100 in your portfolio, you should only have $1 of meme coins. If you have $100,000 in your portfolio, then you should put $100 or $200 into meme coins. That's the amount of money you should have fun with. But what Vitalik fails to mention is people that come to crypto with their last $1,000 and they put it all into meme coins and then they walk away with $150. That is what is not fun, because it is gambling and it is almost certain to cost you your investment. Meme coins are worse than gambling, because imagine a roulette wheel with 33 numbers on it. Only one of those numbers is a win, and everything else becomes zero. Now, this is what I was getting to. So you are correct. Sometimes that 1% can become 99%. Correct. But sometimes is the key word there. And this is what I'm getting to. When you have your $100 or $50 to invest in meme coins, don't pick one number on that roulette wheel. Pick 5 or pick 6 meme coins. Don't go all in on Dog with Hat. Don't go all in on Bonk. Don't go all in on Pepe. Don't go all in on Mew or Bohm. Don't go all in on them. You should be looking at meme coins as a little mini portfolio. So as well as you've got gaming tokens, or you might have your DeFi tokens or your layer 1s or your layer 2s, fine. Your meme coins you should treat the same way. So if you see Dog with Hat and it's at $4.5 billion, ask yourself, where is it going to go? Where is it going to go from this price? Is it going to go to 10 billion? Is it going to have a value higher than Matic and ICP and Litecoin? Well, I'm not a fan of Litecoin, but I won't say anything about it because Tariq likes it. Is Dog with Hat going to be more valuable than the biggest oracle in crypto? I don't think it is. So what you need to do, and I know I spend a lot of time talking about meme coins on here, but it is the quickest way for you to lose your money. And that's what I'm trying to stop you from doing. CoinMarketCap, type memes into the top corner, pick categories, brings up this list. This is a list of all the meme coins by market capitalization. Now, as the gentleman or lady pointed out, sometimes that 1% can become 99% of your portfolio. It won't do that if you're picking one of these top 5 or 6 meme coins. Floki's already got a 2.2 billion market cap. Bonk is already at 1.7 billion. They will do well in the bull run because everything will do well in the bull run. But think about looking down towards anything valued at about 150 million plus. So Smog, MAGA, which I've mentioned a few times, When isn't a bad price. Myro, Slurf. Look at the market cap. If you're going to go after meme coins, consider where it can go, as well as the funny name, as well as the cute picture. Could Myro go to $1 billion? Well, $1 billion still wouldn't put it too high up on this chart. Could When? Or MAGA, sorry. Could MAGA go to $1 billion? Well, MAGA is going to go on the coattails of of Donald Trump. What do I think of gaming and AI in the future? I think there are plenty of very good gaming tokens. There's a lot of okay AI tokens. I think that, I've said this before, the biggest issue for gaming tokens is if something like Grand Theft Auto comes out with its own metaverse and built-in token exchange, it's going to blow everything out of the water and it's going to make crypto look silly because it's going to be so huge. It's going to be so well received. It's going to be massive. I think gaming and AI needs to be gaming tokens especially, they need to be adopted by somebody like Steam, somebody like Epic. AI is probably going to be pushed forward by Epic Games, for example, or Nvidia or something like that. So I think we are a way away from having good gaming, Web3 gaming projects. I think we're a way away from having real adoption of AI tokens. We could be in a scenario where artificial super intelligence token becomes the 5th biggest token or 4th biggest token in the world, because it can be in everything. AI tokens that power different projects, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, education, whatever it might be. It could be, but we're still in a very speculative age. VCs are putting all of their money into AI. That normally indicates that we're 3 or 4 years away from AI really coming to fruition. So I think 5 years down the line, we're going to have a different gaming and AI situation than we've got going on now. So anyway, if I was you, and this isn't financial advice, I would be looking at these coins above $150 million, especially when you look at the exchanges. I covered a coin, EMFA. I covered it on Saturday, I think I made the video. And I've made a video about Slurf. I've made a video about Myro. I've made a video about, what else have I made a video about? We did a review of I think we did a review of Brett. We did a review of Bohm and Bonk. This Mew is new. It's a new Mew. And again, 207% up in 7 days. This could retrace before moving higher again. I know it's already down 23.5%, but this will have a dip before it pumps again. So all I'm saying is, final thought, when you buy meme coins, don't buy one. Spread your risk, buy 5 or 6, and only allocate a tiny fraction of your portfolio. If you're holding Bitcoin and you're selling Bitcoin to buy meme coins, in my opinion, that's not a good move at this stage of the bull run. Maybe after Bitcoin peaks, maybe we have the alt season. Maybe after the alt season, we have the meme season. Maybe the meme season replaces the NFT season. Who knows? But you shouldn't be selling the crown jewels to buy a kebab. And in my opinion, meme coins are kebabs. They're here, they taste nice, they don't last very long. You probably regret buying them the day after. Bitcoin is your crown jewels. Morning, Solo Sky, welcome to the stream. We've actually got to the end of the stream. It's now 12:08. We have finished. I am done for now. We are back, or should I say Brogan is back tonight at, I believe he's on at 8 p.m. So 8 hours from now will be a trading show, a trading stream. I'm going to go and put it into the calendar now. You'll be able to come on, watch the stream, talk to Brogan. If you've got coins that you want Brogan to cover, make a list of them and ask him during the show. Put them into chat. I'll try and catch them in chat, and then I'll let him know which coins. He will probably do the usual ones anyway. He'll look at Bitcoin, probably look at Ethereum and Solana. And then if there's meme coins you want him to look at, Mew, if you want him to look at Slurf, if you want him to look at meme coins, or anything for that matter, just ask in chat and he will look for you. But until tomorrow, I hope you enjoy the rest of your bank holiday Monday. I've made the video about how to check your Camino airdrop. So go and check that video out after the stream, and I will see you all bright and early in the morning. Thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great day. See you soon.